All right, guys, I promised you I'd make a video for this, so here goes. All right, so you have all of these pictures that you've taken. So you're going to start with one where you can see the whole of your face, and then you're going to go from there. So let's go ahead and just pick one of these guys. So as I'm working through this, you need to pause this video and go do it on your own. So what we need to have is an 8x10 photograph. So we're going to use the marquee tool, which is M on your keyboard. And then you're going to change this to a fixed ratio, and we need it to be 8x10. If you have a horizontal format, you can click this guy and switch it back to 10x8, but we're going to stick with an 8x10. So then you click and drag the area that you want, and as long as you keep your mouse down, you can keep moving and adjust this. You can also hold the space bar while also holding the mouse down while this is still going. When you hold the space bar, you can shift and move it to someplace different. Realign it. So maybe I need to realign it so I have the top of her head and the outside of her headphones, and then just click and drag until you have the amount that you want it to be. So then you go to Image, Crop. Now we need this is set to an 8x10, but it's really big right now. So you can go to Image, go to Image Size, uncheck this guy so it locks all three of these together. And then we're going to change this to 300 dpi. And this is bigger than what we need it for an 8x10. So we're going to uncheck this, or we're going to check it back off again so it takes this guy off. And then you're going to change this to 8. And now you have 10. So it's defaulted to that, and say OK. Now you can do Control-0 and fit it inside your box or inside your frame. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to start picking the little pieces you're going to put to add to your collage. So we're going to go, before we do any farther, we're going to do File and Save As. You're going to save it to My Drive, to your Google Classroom, to Graphic Design, and I'm going to save it here in Myani's folder that's on my drive. It's not actually Myani's, but so you would go into your Graphic Design, to your Collage Portraits, and then I've already created that sample earlier in class, but here you would click a new folder and call it Collage Portrait, and then double click on there, and we're going to do, and I always spell her name wrong, so sorry, Myani. Myhonnie, I think is what it is. And say OK. So from here on, it's saving it to a different place other than saving it as the original image that we had. Okay, so let's go get our little pieces. So we're going to go File, Open. All right. There it is. So all of your pictures should be in your little folder. Okay, so I'm going to go capture a few of these little things. Let's start with her braids. She's got these pretty braids. So when you try to click and drag at this point, see, it doesn't matter where I'm at, but it's going to go in that proportion, and that's because this is still stuck. So we're going to go back to normal. We're going to click and drag whatever we want specifically. I'm going to take her braids. So then once you have it selected what you want, then you're going to click the selection tool up here, or you can click V on your keyboard, and you're going to click and drag, and it's going to be too big because we've resized it. So you're going to have to resize this down. So Control T is to transform. You hold, it's either cap locks or shift on your computer. If you can resize it and it stays in proportion, then that's the right one. But different computers do different things for some reason for me. So we're going to put this egg over here, and maybe we're going to set it up over here a little bit. Maybe we want it to be a little bit bigger. And then we hit Enter to accept that transformation. Now, if you want to have a white outline on this, here's how you do this. You don't have to, but here's how to do it. You're going to go to Layer, Layer Style, to Stroke, and change the color to white. And then I would say to change this to be on the inside, because if you do it on the outside, look what happens when you make it a little bit thicker. See that rounded edge? I don't like that. So we want it to be on the inside. So whatever you're doing, if you're going to be doing that, you need to just compensate for that extra space. So maybe we'll just make it about that big and say okay. So we'll do it one more time. File open, and we'll go find her smile. And so we're going to click in here. I like the little creases on her little face. And I'll hold the space bar. I'm clicking and dragging. And I'm going to go with that. Click the selection tool, click and drag, bring it back over here. Control T and hold that cap locks or the shift, whichever it is on your computer. And I'm going to put that down over here and hit enter. Now, if I want this stroke on there again, you can right click on here, copy layer style, right click on here and paste layer style. And then it just keeps going. So we'll do it one more time just in case. Open. We'll go find maybe the side view of her nose. So let's go. Maybe we're going to take the face and the nose, the eye and the nose. Okay, I'm going to click V on the keyboard, click and hold it and drag it over the top, keep a hold of it, bring it back over here, and we're going to drop it. Do Control T to transform it. Bring it up over here. And we're going to hit enter. And because the last thing I copied was this stroke, I can right click on here and I can say paste layer style. So now you just have that. So you'll just keep doing that until you have everything that you want. You probably want to leave some of this left behind. So you can see some of it. We've already accentuated the braid, so there's no need to do it over here. But you might want to go in and capture her eyes, put both of her eyes over here. Maybe the other side of her mouth, someplace where she's smiling, maybe where she's not smiling, maybe a side view of her headphones, whatever you want to do. But I think I said that there needs to be 8 to 10 minimum different images that you put on here. So and then once you're done, you're going to go to File, Save first, and it's going to save it where you made the last collage print. And let's go back to where I think that's where I had it. Collage Portraits. And then we're going to Mayani, save it on there. And then you're going to go to File, Export as. And then you're going to change this to JPEG if it's not already JPEG. Slide the slider all the way to the right. And you're going to export it to the same place. And this is a different one. To WISD, my drive, to your Google Classroom, to graphic design, to the collage print, and inside there. And Mayani. Yes, it wants me to replace it. Sorry, that chime was really loud. And I'm going to say yes. So now that original print, when we cropped this image originally and we changed it to her name, now it is changed to the Photoshop document with all the different overlays. So then once you finish with that, that's what you submit for your Google Classroom. And that will be it.